Hello everyone, the story is not based on the real incident. We do not believe in ghosts, we just make videos for entertainment. Please do not believe anything. Thank you.
In a small village, there stood an old and desolate mansion. People said that the mansion was inhabited by jinns. During the day, the mansion remained silent, but as soon as night fell, strange noises would start emanating from it. Lights would suddenly flicker, and screams and shouts could be heard from the walls. The villagers claimed that anyone who entered the mansion never returned, but human nature is curious. 5 friends, Ali, Samir, Sarah, Zoya, and Imran, decided to uncover the secret of this mansion. Let's spend one night in this mansion, Ali said. Sarah asked nervously, is this a good idea? People say this place is cursed, but Ali encouraged everyone, and eventually, they all reached the mansion on a cold and dark night. Bushes had grown all around the mansion, and its eerie shadow in the moonlight looked terrifying. As soon as they pushed the door open, a cold gust of wind greeted them, as if someone inside had welcomed them. Upon entering, they noticed a strange smell. There were bloodstains on the walls, and broken glass was scattered on the floor. Suddenly, they heard footsteps. They shone their flashlight around, but saw nothing. Someone is here, Samir whispered. Suddenly, Zoya saw a shadow on the wall. The shadow slowly grew longer, and a glowing sword appeared in its hands. Run! Zoya screamed, but the door closed on its own. Now they were all trapped inside. They saw a large hall inside the mansion, with an old swing hanging. The swing was moving on its own, as if someone was sitting on it. At that moment, they heard a child's laughter coming from the swing. Sarah said fearfully, I've heard that the spirit of a child lives in this mansion, who was killed by his parents. Suddenly, a child's face appeared on the swing. His face was completely burned, and his eyes were shedding tears of blood. Why have you all come here? The child asked angrily. They were speechless. Then the child disappeared, and the sound of dripping blood began to echo throughout the hall. They all ran towards a room in fear. Inside the room was a large mirror, reflecting their images. But as they looked closely, instead of their reflections, a woman in a white sari stood there, with no face. Ali mustered the courage to ask, Who are you? The woman replied in a terrifying voice, I am the guardian of this mansion. Whoever comes here can never leave. Now you all will die. Suddenly, fire erupted all around the room. Samir started reciting verses from the Quran. As he recited, the woman screamed and vanished into the walls. The door opened on its own. They all ran out of the mansion. When they looked back, the mansion was once again engulfed in darkness. But then a voice came from behind, You can't escape, this isn't over yet. After that night, the 5 of them were never the same. In the darkness of the night, they often heard screams coming from the mansion, and strange shadows lurked near their homes.